Good morning, everyone. I am Serenity Rodriguez. I am a senior in the Performing and Media Arts Academy and an early college student from the North Campus. First, I'd like to welcome you all back for the 2021 school year. I know it might be surprising to hear, but I speak for many students that we are excited to get back to school. Second, I'd like to introduce Mayor Alex Morse. As many of you know, Mayor Morse grew up in Holyoke and attended Morgan, Peck, and Holyoke High School. He graduated from Holyoke High in 2007 and was the first in his family to attend college when he went to Brown University. He has been the mayor of Holyoke for 9 years and a strong advocate for HPS students, family, and staff. Welcome, Mayor Morse.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the 2020 school year. As all of you know, it's certainly a different time and different type of convocation than we've had in the past, and I know this summer was likely different than most summers, and want to thank each and every one of you for your patience and your persistence, for speaking up. I know these are unprecedented times in our community and in our country. And I just want to thank all of you for your commitment to our students, first and foremost. As was said, I'm a proud product of our city's public schools, and certainly wouldn't be where I am today if not for the countless public school teachers here in Holyoke that gave me a better future and believed in me oftentimes when I didn't believe in myself. I'm the son of two parents that didn't have the opportunity to graduate from high school or go off to college. Started at Morgan Elementary School in preschool and did 2 years of preschool there, stayed there through 5th grade, went to Peck Middle School for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then was a proud graduate of Holyoke High School in 2007. And because of the support of so many teachers in high school, the Upward Bound program, I was fortunate enough to become the first in my family to go on to college. And unlike so many of my classmates and friends in college, I was so grateful and lucky to have a hometown and a community and a public school system that welcomed me back. And so when I thought, what did I want to do after going away to college, there was no better place to give back to make sure other young people had the same opportunities I did that come back to Holyoke. And I recognize that our city's success really depends on our school system success. And we will not be successful if not for the dedication and persistence of all of you in our system, from teachers to administrators to paraprofessionals, custodial staff, cafeteria workers, our social workers. Each and every one of you play a vital role in our students' lives. And you've made a decision too to either stay in Holyoke or come to Holyoke, realizing that we oftentimes have different challenges and obstacles, that our teachers are much more than just providing an academic perspective and education. They're supporting our students, our whole students, despite what happens and what occurs in our community outside of our school buildings. And that's a testament to each and every one of you. And so I just wanted to be here this morning to thank you for your continued passion. Thank you for believing in our community, but most importantly, thank you for believing in our students. And in particular, want to express a deep appreciation for many of our teachers that are parents, moms and dads, teaching remotely and also raising kids. I know in this time in our country, it's certainly not an easy thing to accomplish. And so again, congratulations, thank you, welcome back, and count on me as your mayor to continue supporting our teachers in the public schools. Have a wonderful day.
Buenos días a todos, mi nombre es Michael Ortiz Caraballo, soy un senior y estudiante de la Academia de Artes Escénicas y Medios y del programa de Universidad Temprana del Holyoke High School North. Me gustaría presentar al Dr. Alberto Vázquez Matos, nuestro nuevo receptor y superintendente en Holyoke. Él es un hablante nativo de español y el primer superintendente puertorriqueño en Holyoke. Enseñó español como lengua extranjera en Nueva York y también fue un líder escolar en Nueva York. Ha servido en una variedad de posiciones de liderazgo de alto nivel en Nueva York, Florida y Connecticut. Bienvenido a Holyoke, Dr. Vázquez Matos.
Welcome to the academic year of 2021. Buenos días a todos, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. So I wanted to kind of begin today to kind of, celebrating the school year, but most importantly, celebrating you and our students as we begin this academic year. So I wanted to kind of start by sharing a presentation, as well as beginning the day by kind of sharing a story. So I want to take a moment to share a story about a young boy who arrived to the mainland of the US, specifically the Bronx, from Puerto Rico. His mother, a single mother of two at that time, wanted to provide the best opportunities for her two children. She enrolled her children in a school system and navigated the complex processes of a large education system like New York City with her limited English. Her son started the school year with his teacher, and he was excited about all the new surroundings and environment until one day he realized that what was written on the chalkboard didn't make sense to him. He can make sense of the letters as they were similar to that in Spanish, but could not make sense of what the teacher or other students were reading, nor what he was experiencing, nor was he able to read it himself. The student was in dismay with what he was experiencing and was overcome with the fear of not knowing what was going on. This went on for a couple of weeks. There were times his teacher made him stand in front of the chalkboard until he wrote down all of his homework assignments into a small notepad that all students were required to have. Even more troubling for him was that the class dismissal was held up until the student completed writing down all of his assignments in that small notepad. I can tell you, he did not make many friends because of this. Additionally, he was isolated in a special area of his class. He was frequently reprimanded for not completing assignments. Look at me when I'm talking to you, the teacher will say. Not knowing that his mother taught this Puerto Rican boy that looking at her when she is reprimanding was a sign of disrespect. His mother noticed how sad he was and hated to go to school. Grades were terrible, but even worse, the emotional stress was even more troubling. His mother finally had the opportunity to speak to her son, and her son recounted all of his experiences, feeling guilty that he let his mother down. The boy's mother finally went to school, spoke to the principal and teacher. After that meeting, the school principal was troubled by what she heard and asked the mother if the child if she was willing to allow the child to be transferred to another class that she felt would benefit him. In a broken English, she agreed. The following day, Miss Boyce, the new teacher, met the student outside. She called his name, and he quickly responded. With a bright smile and her hand on his head, said, "Are you ready to learn?" The terrified boy nodded and said, "Sí, yes." Miss Boyce designed a personalized learning plan for this student and required more reading at home, provided additional tutoring after school. By the way, there were also great snacks Miss Boyce brought for the tutoring sessions, and worked with the student on building his literacy skills through phonics, reading, writing, and speaking. This new experience not only helped the student, but eventually helped him excel in all subject areas. They built a trusting and nurturing relationships that allowed him to grow as a learner and allowed the teacher to celebrate success. Ms. Boyce not only took the time to know the student as a person, but more importantly, believed in him. His mom was so grateful and thanked her every day until he graduated from that school. You see, that young boy was me, Alberto. The reason I share this story is that I genuinely believe teachers and all school staff have the ability to touch the lives of students and leave memories that last a lifetime. As teachers, support staff, paraprofessionals, custodians, cafeteria staff, and secretaries, and so on and so on, we are committed to finding the potential in every student, celebrating their culture, and building on what they already know. This is why you have said yes to teach and work in Holyoke. As educators and as a district family, we will work together to facilitate the learning process, creating safe spaces for students to learn and provide the opportunities and experiences for students to be inspired, hence excel. We all need to be committed that our students can learn, just like Ms. Boyce was committed to making sure I learned. This year will be very different, and much will be expected of us. But the urgency around the needs of our students depends on us. That is why I wanted to kind of discuss with you some of our strategic priorities. And we know that we do everything through a lens of equity. And we have equity commitments. And today, I also want to quickly introduce you to this year's strategic priorities. And I have asked your school principals, as well as my district's team, to take a deeper dive in these priorities in the coming weeks and months. And this would allow us to plan professional learning to support and reinforce our shared commitments and priorities and goals as a district. But our most important commitment throughout this academic year and beyond is equity. And promoting access and inclusion for all students and families and staff, especially those who are not being heard. We also are committed to making sure that we have a set of principles for safe school year. One way that the district is exhibiting its commitment to equity is through our intentional focus on safety for the school year and design for our reentry plans. We continue to be focused on safety, learning, care, flexibility, and equity. But one of the most important ones here that I do want to highlight for everyone is care. As the school year starts, it is important for us to check in with our students and ask, are you okay? And ask, what is it that you need? It is also important for us to check in on each other and ask the same questions. Are you okay? What can we do? What can I do to help? As we know, since March, things have been different. And we know that students will come to us, whether remotely or in person, with challenges, trauma, and needs. But we are committed to making sure we can address them. We will be guided by 4 strategic priorities, all focused and centered around a commitment towards excellence through equity. To this end, seeking excellence through equity, we continue to work towards our 4 strategic priorities. instructional leadership, management and operations, family community engagement, and professional culture. And each one of us have a responsibility to live out these priorities in our day-to-day work. No matter what position we are in, no matter what type of work we do day in and day out, we are committed to making sure and ensuring that we celebrate and we act upon these 4 priorities. And quickly looking at this, we know that in these 4 priorities, when we look at instructional leadership, we're talking about dramatically increasing grade level reading, literacy, the ability to actually understand what is in front of them, the ability to actually be able to embrace a new book and can make connections and lived experiences with literature, the ability to be able to do math, and also the ability to be able to learn science and inquiry. When we talk about management and operations, it would be important for us as a district to meet the social, emotional, and behavior needs through an intentional tiered system of supports. Not just the academics, but also the mental, social, and emotional well-being of all our students and all our staff. We will be focusing on making sure that we empower our families to be partner in this journey of education with their children, and making sure we also meet their needs. As you know, we were very intentional in making sure every student had a device and connectivity so that the learning experience can be enriching, but that they also can connect with a caring adult throughout their experience in the next couple of months. And we're also going to really be supportive in creating a professional culture and making sure that all staff continually grow and develop as educators, as district staff, in order to achieve exceptional results for our students. And you will also see in all our schools what I call non-negotiables. We will make sure that all our schools have the adequate district-approved standards curriculum, and that we are also making sure that we are using data to inform our decisions and making sure that our decisions are grounded in equity and also with this whole student in mind. And making sure that we're looking at all observations and feedback from my office all the way down to the classroom level, so that we can strengthen the quality of our instructional practices and that we can become better as professionals and as colleagues, and so that students actually have wonderful enriching experiences in our schools. So I'd like to close this morning by sharing some reflections on the past 2 months. My first 2 months as your new superintendent and receiver. Even before I officially began on July 1st, it was clear this was not going to be a typical start for a new district leader. Under ordinary circumstances, I would have arrived during the relative quiet of the summer months, with a little time to get settled and oriented before the fast pace of the school year kicked in. But these, we know, are not ordinary circumstances. Instead, I began my superintendency here in Holyoke with the immediate need to plan for several possible scenarios for the start of the school year. I had a lot to learn in a very short time about the academic and operational structures of the school district. Of course, I have already done a lot of that homework in advance, and I was very fortunate to be surrounded by a great team who brought me up to speed quickly. Beginning my tenure during the pandemic also meant not having the opportunity to introduce myself to the community as thoroughly as I had hoped. With schools and other venues closed, and all of us practicing social distancing, there were far fewer chances to be out and about, meeting my new colleagues, speaking to parents, and learning my way around the city. This was not a summer of festivals, block parties, and parades, when the new guy in town could begin to discover all this city has to offer. Despite those obstacles, I've been warmly welcomed to the school district and Holyoke in different ways. And I want to thank everyone, including the school committee, the mayor, and many of you who have reached out to offer their support and to wish me well as we embark on this exciting journey together. For the past 60 days, my focus has been almost entirely on ensuring a successful start of the school year. Thanks to a lot of people who worked extremely hard over the summer, we have an excellent back to school plan in place. And I am confident we can execute that plan. There will be challenges and unforeseen bumps in the road, but we will get through those. With your patience and cooperation, we will make it work. And although I have not been able to meet many of you in person yet, I am still deeply committed to listening and learning, whether in person, socially distanced and wearing masks, of course, or virtually. I will continue to connect with as many stakeholders as possible. I want to connect with parents, students, teachers, principals, support staff, elected officials, community leaders, nonprofit partners, and lots of other folks to hear their perspectives on the path forward. I want to hear about what's working well, about the strengths and progress we can build upon. I want to hear about the challenges too. Where do we need to improve most, dramatically, and most urgently? I want to hear your ideas about how we best ensure that every student graduates from Holyoke Public Schools with the knowledge, skills, self-confidence, and determination to achieve their dreams. At the same time, I'm doing some studying on my own, reviewing existing plans, reports, and other documents to help me understand the work that has already happened. I'm looking closely at a lot of data about our students' academic performance, the district's operational and financial position, the condition of our facilities, and much more. These steps are designed to give me a clearer picture of where we've been and where we are now in order to solidify and accelerate our plans for where we go from here. This morning, I provided you a brief overview of some of these plans, including the 4 main strategic priorities. I hope these will serve as a beacon, especially during these times when it all seems overwhelming and you feel like you're losing your way. Each of us will have those moments, and that is okay. Our students and families will have those moments, and that is okay. Let's be there for one another and recommit here and now to get through this together and emerge stronger than ever. It's only been 2 months, but I am so encouraged and inspired by what I have already seen, heard, and experienced. I know that is true of all of you. The staff of Holyoke Public Schools, you all care deeply about the future of this community. You understand the tremendous opportunity and responsibility we have to make a lasting difference by giving our students the first-class education they all deserve. I, for one, am excited about the start of the new school year. I believe all of you and the entire community will continue to rise to the occasion. And for that, I say thank you. Gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you for your professionalism, your courage, your resilience, your creativity, your unwavering commitment to the families of the Holyoke Public Schools. Now, we end our mini convocation with an inspiring performance from Michael Luciano, who just graduated from Holyoke High School, class of 2020. He is currently working and applying for music schools to build on this beautiful talent. Lead with zeal, lead with courage, and know that I am here to support you as we all support each other.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. more than I can be.